we out here putting in that overtime because if there's trade or acquisition speculation regarding our Pittsburgh Steelers, I got to talk about it. Big Deke News. Reports dropped earlier today saying that the New York Jets were going to release their wide receiver Denzel Mims if they couldn't find a trade partner for him. So what does this have to do with the Steelers? We don't need a receiver, right? Receiver room's already stacked. But just a few hours after that initial report, Matt Lombardo on Twitter tweeted out saying 2 teams that are in the mix for Denzel Mims are hashtag the Steelers and hashtag the Patriots, according to league sources. My initial reaction was, I was just curious as to why the Steelers would go out of their way to bring in a guy like Mims at this stage of the game. But at the same time, I don't really give a shit what the reasoning is. I feel like this dude is one of those guys who's worth taking a flyer on, because I remember him coming out of Baylor in that 2020 draft. And this dude had talent for days. I'm telling you, just look up one of his highlight tapes on YouTube. I'll put some clips over me talking right now. But you want to talk about contested catches, high pointing the ball, spectacular catches, any of that. Like, Mims was doing that all at Baylor, to the point that I thought he was a guy the Steelers should be interested in that draft in the second round, because going back to the 2020 draft, don't forget, this is the one where we didn't have our first round pick because of the Minka trade. And then in the second round, we were targeting receivers. I mean, we ended up drafting Chase Claypool in the second round. And Mims was like in that mix of, like, it was him, Claypool, Michael Pittman, T. Higgins. There was a bunch of talented receivers, but we just ended up going Claypool over Mims, and Mims fell to the Jets all the way, I think it was pick 59. But now you're probably asking, and rightfully so, Deke, if Mims is this damn good, why is he available? So I did some research. I wanted to get the Jet fan perspective on this, and one of the guys that I listened to was saying that Mims came in, rookie year, was drafted by Adam Gase, don't forget that, and actually started his rookie season out hurt. But when he eventually got healthy, was able to climb up on the depth chart and get decent playing time, and was out there doing some things. For 9 games, had over 300 yards. But then fast forward to year 2, the regime changed. So Denzel Mims is no longer Adam Gase's guy. Saleh comes in, and it just wasn't a fit for these last 2 years. You look at his stats, I think only 100 yards in 2021 and then 2022. I mean, shit happens. Zach Wilson becomes your quarterback. You don't get featured anymore. And now we're here where the Jets are ready to move on from you. But again, going back to what I was saying, why not take a chance on Denzel Mims? But as I dug even deeper, there is more to this Steelers interest than just meets the eye, than just meets, oh, let's take a flyer on a talented guy. Because Denzel Mims' receiver coach at Baylor is Steelers' current receiver coach, Frisman Jackson. So there's that connection. Mims had success there at Baylor under Jackson, 1,800 yards, 20 touchdowns in those last 2 seasons when Jackson was his coach. But I also gotta believe that the Steelers were looking at Mims in that 2020 draft. Obviously, we were looking at receivers in that second round. And we did this dance before with a receiver we were interested in a draft, in Anthony Miller, going back to 2017. When he became available, we took a flyer on him. Obviously, that didn't work out. But it was one of those low-risk, medium to high-reward type of moves, which is my same sentiment about this potential Steelers interest in Denzel Mims. Like, why the hell not? I mean, our receiver room is already kind of stacked. We got Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Allen Robinson, Calvin Austin, but why not throw Mims into the mix with an Akeem Butler, a Gunnar Olszewski, and a Miles Boykin to duke it out for wide receiver 5 or wide receiver 6 on this team? Like, worst case, it just makes the offseason, training camp, and preseason more entertaining. But what if Mims actually lives up to his talent and his second round potential? Dude, 6'3", ran a 4.4, a sub 4.4. I think it was a 4.38 at the combine. And again, just makes crazy-ass catches, or at least capable of that. Almost reminds you of George Pickens, some of the catches he was making at Baylor. So Man, I say why not? The compensation, it's either we're just gonna have to wait till he gets waived, which if we really want him, might not be the wisest strategy because the Patriots have the higher waiver priority. So if we were to make a trade, I'd assume it's nothing more than a late round pick swap or just like a seventh rounder because the Jets are going to release him anyway. It's just between the teams that are interested in him, who is willing to actually give up a draft pick for him. And we'll have to wait and see. I don't know how soon this is all going to go down. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few days. But I give this one the thumbs up. Why not take a flyer on Denzel Mims and add him to this receiver room? But you guys let me know your thoughts. Should the Steelers trade for Denzel Mims? Should they wait till he hits waivers? Is that too risky? Or are you even interested in him at all? But that's it for Big Deke News on Wednesday. Stay chilling and peace.